Cameron Ezeir joining me now for QB1. And Cameron, the quarterback that we're talking about, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, who is off to a historic season, certainly making a case for why he could be this team's franchise quarterback. And I know there's contract stuff in the mix as well, which always makes it interesting. But so far, he is performing. Welcome. Tell me what has changed. I mean, this is an incredible start to this season.
I don't think a lot has changed. It's more of how defenses are approaching him. And in the past couple of years, the scouting report on Jalen Hurts is, well, you play zone defense and you allow him to stay in the pocket. Because if he escapes the pocket, everyone realizes how dangerous he is on his legs as a dual threat quarterback. This is a player in week 2 against Minnesota that had 251 yards in the first half. Against Washington, 279 yards in the first half. But what really sticks out to me the most is he was 17 of 20 in the first half against Minnesota. He was 18 of 27 in the first half against the Commanders. He's more efficient. He's allowing the defense to play zone against him, and he's just gotten more comfortable in the pocket. So I don't think much has changed. It's more that he's allowing himself to stay in the pocket and be more comfortable doing so. If he has to escape, he does it with the efficiency that we've seen him do over the last couple of years.
His athleticism on full display, and also must be a luxury that wide receiving core gives him a little bit of room as well.
I mean, how about Devante Smith? I don't know. Did you see that catch that he made last week? Ridiculous. This is a former Heisman Trophy winner. I think people forget because he had what many are saying is a quote unquote down season last year when a lot of people thought, okay, the expectations are as high as ever on Devante Smith. And then you bring in A.J. Brown. And again, people forget A.J. Brown back in 2020 had an 1,000-yard season. He had 11 touchdowns and over 70 catches in that season. So you bring in two guys that are deep ball threats and can really worry defenses on the slant. And yeah, this wide receiving room is really helping him out.
I was looking at the division standings when I was getting ready for that Giants-Cowboys game on Monday night, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. The Eagles are undefeated, and it looks like they could be pretty decent this year. I mean, with Jalen Hurts playing the way that he's playing, a division title, I'm assuming, is not out of the question for this team. I mean, are they going to potentially surprise some people?
I don't think it's much of a surprise after watching them throughout the first 3 games that they should win the division. I mean, Dak Prescott's out, so you wonder how far can Cooper Rush take that team? And not just that, you realize this is an Eagles team that is the entire world against them, but on their schedule, they have the entire world with them. I mean, the Eagles, they're the most stout competition moving forward, and Cardinals fans might have something to say about it, but the Green Bay Packers happening later in the season. They don't have a tough schedule. They're a really good offensive, explosive team. And if that defense can hold up, I think the critics on Nick Sirianni, who was in his first year a year ago, and many criticized him after that 3-6 start to the season, I think those will subside because, yeah, the schedule is pretty easy for the Eagles. I think they should take that division crown.
Even if Dak Prescott comes back, you think the Eagles have enough offensive firepower to even withstand what that would potentially bring from Dallas?
I think so. I mean, as much as I don't want to bog down Dallas because that team just seems to be in the mix every single year in the regular season. Let's not get it twisted. Come postseason time, they still have to prove themselves. Same with Dak Prescott. But you talk about Philadelphia just as an atmosphere. If you have to go and play Philadelphia in Philly, and that's a team that has a lot of success, you have to deal with the conditions and you have to deal with a really good team. That defense, if they can shore things up on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, this is a team that gave up so many points to the Lions during week 1. So if the defense can shore things up, you wonder how much Jalen Hurts can do against with an offensive line in front of him that's been playing really well throughout the first 3 games and allowing him to create space. I think so.
Yeah, we never give the offensive line credit because we're so focused on QB1. But I think especially when you look at some of the other O-lines in that division, it just underscores how important it is that he can move around, like you say, stay in the pocket if he wants to. When you think about the ceiling for Jalen Hurts, I mean, is this it, what we've seen so far 3 games into the season?
I don't want to say yes because I feel like that would be a detriment on his young career so far to say that through 3 games against, the Commanders, the Vikings, and the Lions, that Jalen Hurts has reached his ceiling, but he's done what he's supposed to do. He's done what he's supposed to do individually as well. He should get paid. I mean, Kyler Murray got paid $230 million, Russ $245 million, and those are 2 dual threat quarterbacks. Of course, Russ is on the latter stages of his career, so he's not going to run as much, but those are dual threat quarterbacks that did their job earlier in their career. Jalen Hurts is doing his job. I don't want to say it's his ceiling, because I think he can do this on a more consistent basis, and the entirety of the season could be his ceiling. But from what I'm seeing so far, this is the best football I've seen him play. I mean, a couple weeks ago against Minnesota, I think that's the best game he's ever played.
They're going to have to pay the man. All right, QB1 with Cameron Ezeir. Cameron, thanks.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more QB1.